Happy Wednesday in the fantastic town of Braintree. Mayor, thank you so much for yet again celebrating April as Organ Donation Month in this wonderful town. We are pleased to be in the midst of a wedding, which is fantastic. This is the real effort of living. My name is Matt Boger. I represent the federally designated organ procurement organization, New England Donor Services. It is our job each and every day to help save and enhance lives through the transplantation of organs and tissues throughout Massachusetts and New England. I'm so pleased to be joined here today by an important state agency and the head of that state agency, Colleen Ogilvie at the RMV, the registrar of the RMV. 98% of all people who register as organ and tissue donors do so at the RMV. They play an important role in this life-saving process, not only here in Massachusetts, not only here in New England, but throughout the country. That question, would you like to register as an organ and tissue donor, is presented at the DMV, RMV, BMV in Maine, in California, in Hawaii, in every state. Organ donation is a voluntary choice. That being said, it is not a neutral choice. Both the state and federal government strongly supports organ donation and provides the opportunity to help save a life and remember those who are donors. Here in Braintree, this community gets it. It's about helping others and continuing the lives of other individuals. Mayor, thank you again. Even before you were mayor, you were at these events. Really appreciate you being here to help commemorate this wonderful day. Thanks again.
Thank you, Matt. It's amazing how such tragedies our families here in Braintree have suffered that have brought them so close together to help other families really avoid tragedy. So it's through their donations that they've been able to help save lives. And for me, it's very personal because I know the donors, I know the recipients, and I think it's a very unique situation here in Braintree, how we represent what every community should strive for, and that is great and generous families that have through the most difficult times, made sure that they helped save others, other lives for other families to keep them going. So it's really wonderful that Matt is here today and that we have the director of the RMV here today. We have Mrs. Duffy. I'll always call her Mrs. Duffy and Mrs. Morelli, you know, and that's correct, you know, and Susan Flint as well. Mrs. Flint. No, I can call her Susan because we graduated together. We go back to Noatory days, and Dennis and Maria Doyle, and we also have Mrs. Murphy, okay, as well, and. We have Cheryl Doyle here as well. So as you can see, it's a family, and Susan's sister Jane. Jane with a Y. As you can see, it's really a family event that we have here. And Braintree is really just one big family. And as mayor, I ask everyone, if you have one of these, get one of these. This is so important to have this little heart, because what this little heart does is it helps a broken heart heal somebody and keep their heart from breaking. So it's important that everyone has this if they have one of these licenses. So I just want to thank the families for their generosity and kindness to so many. And you know, it's wonderful for us to have two recipients here, John Morelli, another guy I grew up with, and Dennis Doyle. Let's hear it for these two guys, you know? I mean, it's wonderful. And I will say that, Lucas Flint and Christopher Duffy, they're heroes. They're heroes, and without them, so many lives would not have been saved and changed. And to both of them, as they look down today, we say thank you for what they were able to do to help so many lives. And we do have, I do have a proclamation, and I'll read it into the record so that we can officially, on behalf of the town, recognize Donate Life Month. Whereas there are more than 121,000 Americans, with more than 5,000 in New England, more than 3,000 in Massachusetts, who are currently waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. And whereas there are over 1 million life-enhancing tissue transplants each year that are made possible by the generous donations of corneas, bone, skin, and other tissue, and whereas we can all help to save someone's life and to benefit up to 50 recipients by signing up to become an organ donor and enrolling in the Massachusetts Donor Registry when applying for or renewing our driver's licenses. And whereas Massachusetts is a leader in donor designation rates and is dedicated to making it fast and easy to sign up to save a life through the Registry of Motor Vehicles. And whereas this observance pays tribute to organ and tissue donors and their families whose decision to donate life enables others to receive life-saving organs and tissues for transplant. Now, therefore, I, Honorable Charles C. Course, Mayor of the town of Braintree in the County of Norfolk and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Town Charter of Braintree, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2022 as Donate Life Month in Braintree. So everybody, sign up and help out. Next, we have, I'd like to introduce our State Senator, Walter Timmelty.
Thank you, Mayor, very much. Thank you. Good morning, and first of all, to our donor families, thank you very much for all you've done for all of us, and your loved ones, what they've done. And of course, to our recipients, thank you very much. To have you here with us today heartens us all. Mayor Kokoris, thank you once again for continuing a wonderful tradition here in the town of Braintree of promoting what is the most selfless of all causes, organ donation. And on behalf of Senator Keenan, who's going to offer some remarks in a minute, and Representative Mark Cusack, we're very proud to represent this great town. And one of the great reasons that we are so proud to represent this great town is its embrace of organ donation. So to each and every one of our donor families, thank you for what you do is the ultimate act of selflessness in your loved ones. And your loved ones are heroes to us all and will live forever. This week in the legislature, we offered recognition. And if I may, we have a resolution here from the Massachusetts General Court on behalf of Senator Keenan, Representative Cusack, and myself, Walter Timmelty, that reads as follows. Massachusetts Great and General Court resolutions commending the New England Donor Services Incorporated for its recognition of April 22nd, April of 2022, as Donate Life Month. Whereas the New England Donor Services Incorporated recognizes April of 2022 as Donate Life Month, and whereas there are more than 106,000 Americans who are currently waiting for a life-saving organ transplant, including more than 5,000 in New England and more than 3,700 individuals here in the Commonwealth of Mass. And whereas there are over 1 million life-enhancing tissue transplants each year that are made possible by the generous donation of corneas, bone, skin, and other tissue. And whereas the Commonwealth is home to the pioneering efforts of many of the world's first organ transplant surgeons and continues its unique leadership role today. And whereas the observance of Donate Life month pays tribute to organ and tissue donors and their families whose decision to donate life, brave decision, I might add, enables all others to receive organs and tissues for life-saving transplants. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Massachusetts Great and General Court hereby commends the New England Donor Services Incorporated for its recognition of April of 2022 as Donate Life Month, and be it further resolved that a copy of these resolutions be transmitted forthwith by the Clerk of the Senate to New England Donor Services. This document has been signed, this resolution, by our Senate President Karen E. Spilka, our Senate Clerk Michael Hurley, our Speaker of the House Ron Mariano, Steve James, our House Clerk, and offered by three very proud state legislators here in town, Senator John Keenan, Representative Mark Cusack, and myself, Walter F. Timmelty. So, to New England Donor Services and each and every one of our donor families, thank you very much for all that you do for all of us here in society. Your sacrifices will live on forever. So thank you very much. It's my honor to be here today. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here and to see everybody. And I bring you, along with Senator Timmelty and Representative Cusack, the greetings of the Massachusetts Legislature. And I have a couple citations to present. One is to, as Matt pointed out, really an organization that plays such an important role in this effort, the Registry of Motor Vehicles. And so on behalf of the State Senate, would like to present this citation to the Registry of Motor Vehicles in recognition of April as Donate Life Month and for the life-saving work you provide by coordinating organ and tissue donation for the people of the Commonwealth. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then also, we wouldn't be here without the organization efforts and all that they do to promote life, New England Donor Services. And this citation is presented to them as well in recognition of Donate Life Month and for the life-saving work that they do every single year. They're a great organization who brings so many people together and work so hard to give the gift of life. So I'd like to present this as well, Matt.
Thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
And you know, last night, kind of late after finishing up the day and getting some last-minute desk work done, I turned on the TV and saw the news reports of what was going on down in New York City with the subway shooting. And then the story that is there with that is what's happening over in the Ukraine. And you realize that in some quarters of the world, there still is a real callous disregard for life. And my mother has this saying that it's a wonderful world if you don't let it get you down. And I think that's so true. It is a wonderful world if you don't let it get you down. And so while you watch the news and you think, this is really getting me down, you come to an event like this today and you realize that there are really incredible, wonderful people doing wonderful things. They are giving the gift of life every single day. So while there may be a callousness in some quarters, there's a real treasure for life in others. And Braintree is one of those communities, and the families that we have here today, they recognize that value of life. They so treasure life that through their efforts, through the loss of loved ones, they've turned tragedy into something positive, and they've given life to so many others, and we witnessed of that life here today as well. So it's a wonderful world if you don't let it get you down. And for those of you who are here today, thank you so much. You make it so that we don't get down, so that we still believe that good is everywhere and people are willing to help others right to the very end of their lives and beyond. Thank you.
Senator Timmelty, Senator Keenan, thank you so much for your wonderful support, your wonderful thoughts, and your wonderful leadership that you have at the State House. You guys have been here time and time again, and really appreciate you recognizing the wonderful citizens here. As commented, actually, Mayor, you're kind of like a campaign guy. If you have one of these, get one of these. That's great messaging. But that heart on your license means you're part of a greater community. It means that you can provide hope to thousands of people on the waiting list. Life is the most important thing. We don't want anyone to pass away. Sadly, people do pass away on a daily basis, and there's an opportunity to perhaps save a life. Organ donation is very, very, very rare. It does not happen often. In fact, you're more likely to need a transplant than to become an organ donor. Only 5% of all deaths happen in a manner where one can become an organ donor. And again, we could not do this as an organization, as a community, as a state without the state's RMV here in Massachusetts or DMV in every other state. Colleen, or registrar, excuse me, I've known you for a couple years, so we are friends now. Thank you for your wonderful support that you do. You have a staff of hundreds who are busy each and every day, who see the public, who are pleasant, who are not pleasant, who are happy, who are sad. Presenting that question to them each and every day is wonderful. Thank you for saying a few words today. Appreciate it.
Good morning, everyone. The Registry of Motor Vehicles stands proud to partner with New England Organ Donor Services and all the donor families and recipients. We issue driver license credentials and Massachusetts identity cards to over 1.2 million people annually. In addition, we issue learner's permits. As part of that process, you have the opportunity to enroll as an organ and tissue donor. At the prompt on our license and our permit applications and our Massachusetts identification applications, you just say yes at register me to be an organ and tissue donor. And at renewal time, it's important for also those folks to check yes to remain in the program. Right now, we have almost 2.8 million registered organ and tissue donors. And I issued the challenge to my staff to try to get to 3 million in this calendar year by the end of December. So that would take us to try to enroll about 208,000 more people this calendar year. Would be a huge milestone for us to get to 3 million. And it would represent all the important work and all of you families that you've done and all the caring that you've provided to people that have benefited from the recipients. So we are proud to support New England Organ Donor through these types of events, through materials in our offices and signs, and we look forward to continuing a long relationship with New England Organ Donor Services. Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. Really appreciate that. I also want to thank the Massachusetts Department of Public Health, who is intimately involved in this effort. They actually created a new campaign here. I'm here thanks to my hero. And one can register at any time at the RMV when you go into your, to get your driver's license ID and real ID. I always say, go to the RMV. It's a fantastic place. Colleen encourages people to go online, perhaps, yes, and save a little bit of time, but it's a wonderful place. You can also go at mass.gov/organ donor. Mass.gov/organ donor. The state has provided an easy way to register 24 hours a day, 375 days a week or days of year, days of whatever it is, whatever the year is, to register as an organ donor. So we do want to thank the state, from the state Senate to the state House to the governor to the state agencies of the MassDOT to the RMV to the Department of Public Health. This is a unity effort. Now to the meat of the matter, the people who are personally touched by organ donation. We're all here to support you in the miracles that you guys have done, have experienced, and the lives that you've helped saved. If you live in Braintree, chances are you know Sandy Duffy, because she is a force of nature. Sandy has been doing this. We're here because of Sandy. We started this, I think, about 10 years ago because of your wonderful leadership in this great community. And Sandy, would love for you to say a few words. Happy to bring the mic, or you either way, whatever you want to do. Wonderful. Okay. He does. Looks great.
I might be slow, but I got here. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. It is really fantastic to see all my friends. And my name is Sandy Duffy. I'm the mother of Christopher Duffy that passed away at the age of 35 from a brain aneurysm. Chris was a 1983 graduate of Braintree High School. He was also a baseball coach at Braintree American Little League for 15 years. At Hollingsworth Park, there's a baseball field named after him, Duffy Field, Field of Dreams, which maybe you played on, your children played on, or your grandchildren played on. But the most important thing Chris did, he was an organ donor. He enriched the lives of 45 people in 19 states in somebody in Barcelona. My husband and I always joked, he got to Barcelona, but we never did. We also donated his corneas. A woman in her 30s received one, and my husband and I thought that she could probably see her children better. And a woman in her 70s that could see her grandchildren better. So why wouldn't you register to donate? Please, when you go to the registry or online, check that box off that you will be an organ donor, because maybe someday you will enrich more people than my son did. Thank you, and thank you all for coming today.
Thank you, Mr. Duffy.
Sandy, you are an inspiration to us all. You are a great advocate for organ donation. I know you do about 4 million other things for this great community. And that's one of the examples of why Braintree is such a caring and lovely community, because of people like you who are invested here. So thank you for all that you do. It's through you, Sandy. We're just trying to follow your lead. We're just trying to keep up. I'm also really happy to introduce Susan Flint, who is a great advocate and perhaps would rather be somewhere else, but she took a tragedy and did something miraculous with it. So, Susan, thank you for being here and sharing your story. Appreciate it.
I wasn't sure if Matt wanted me to talk today, so I didn't really have anything ready, but I always have something to say. And as you all know, with the billboard in the park, Lucas gave 5 organs, and he gave his 2 kidneys, his left lung, his liver, and his heart. And I've heard from 3 of those recipients. Unfortunately, the left lung, Diane, she passed away last year. But she had 2.5 good years with her family, and she was very ill. But I've spoken to Ted, who received his heart. We're Facebook friends and email friends. And also with Anthony, who received his left kidney, and he's doing wonderful. Life-changing for him. He's 37. So on that note, what I'm going to focus is that I have things that happen to me that I can't explain. And I think it's Lucas intervening, like so many signs, just different things. When I get angry, I find money. When I swear in the house, for whatever reason, something good happens. I just get good signs when I need them the most. So I like to blame him. But last week, 2 weeks ago, I was in Florida having a nice time with my friend, and I got a little emotional, feeling like I was on vacation, and this had happened to him. And we went to a street fair, and I kind of had him in the back of my mind. And it was like the strawberry festival we have around here. And it was artwork and jewelry and all that. And I walked by a man's kiosk, and there was a giant picture of a human heart. Oh. And it was black background with gold, and it was like a wood carving. And it was $200, and I looked at it, and I kept coming back, looking at it. And finally, I talked to the artist, and I'm like, who draws a human heart? They're not pretty, But he's like, everybody thinks of a heart like that. And I drew a human heart, and I said, I wish I could justify spending $200 on it, on this black and gold beauty. And he said, I have prints over here, but they're not gold. They're blue and green. So I said, I'll take 2 of them, and I sent one to Ted. He will be getting it this week. the heart recipient, and I hope he likes it as much as I do. So, but blue and green for $20. It was a win-win every way I turned. So that's all I got. Thank you.
Susan, thank you so much for sharing that story and how your son is having other people live on. That's the miracle of organ donation. I do want to recognize, as the mayor has already did, Jeff Morelli is celebrating 10 plus years with a heart and a liver. And I always want him. John, sorry, excuse me, John, excuse me. I'm not a strong reader here. John, I'm always like, you've got a half an hour to speak. He's like, you know what, I just want to be in the background, but thank you so much. And John looks better than all of us, and he's got a heart transplant, so you're looking good. Thank you, John. And he's keeping those things, those signage out there, so I really appreciate that. So also another recipient. So these stories of donors, there's two sides of organ donation. The people who have lived great lives and passing on to other ones, and those other ones who are appreciating those lives. We've got Dennis here to share his story too. Dennis, thank you so much for being here today. Sorry, John. Sorry.
Thank you.
We didn't call you Denise.
Thanks. Well, I'm a pipe fitter, not a speaker, so I did prepare something. First, I'd like to thank Mayor Kokoris, Matt Boger from New England Donor Services, the Registry of Motor Vehicles, and everyone who came out on this nice spring day to support this great event to raise awareness for organ donations. Without the great support from organizations like the Registry of Motor Vehicles, the town of Braintree, and the people like Susan Flint, who donated her son Lucas's organs after a tragic car accident that went on to benefit 5 different people, there would be so many more lives that would be lost. My name is Dennis Doyle. I had a liver transplant a little over 3 years ago. Without the support of these organizations, I don't think I would be here today talking to you. I had so much support from so many friends and family, especially my sister Cheryl, who's here, my sister Beth, who's not here, and my wife Maria, who my guardian angels through this whole process. I know I wouldn't be here today without the love and support. Please sign up to be an organ donor. Along with myself, John Morelli, who had a double transplant and is here today, we are living proof that Donate for Life really works. Please be an organ donor. It really works and saves lives. Thank you.
Dennis, thank you so much, and thank you for marrying such a wonderful woman who, along with Susan, are the ambassador to the Braintree RMV. So they pop in once a month, give cookies. I don't know if that's little treats for thank you. But again, I just want to say thank you to the city of Braintree, the town of Braintree. This is a great community because they support each other. When there is need, when there is celebration. I heard about the Strawberry Festival. That sounds great. This is a great place to be, and it shows what caring for your neighbors is all about. And that idea of caring and this idea of heart goes hand in hand. We don't take April by random to say it's Organ Donation Night. This is the month of rejuvenation. This is the month of when things pop up and live again. I'm seeing these flowers right here. Organ donation is that. Be that hope. I love what the mayor said. If you have one of these, driver's license, get one of these, the heart. Simple messaging. Just register. You're providing hope to other individuals, and it is very unlikely that you'll become an organ donor. But the lives that are saved are amazing, and the memory of those loved ones are great. So thank you all for being here today. If you don't mind, we brought a bigger flag because this is a big flagpole. We're going to do a flag raising, but appreciate everyone being here today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor. Awesome job. Thank you again. Thank you. Really appreciate this. Mayor, wonderful job. If you don't mind, if we could all come over here, maybe we'll do a picture. And John or Jeff, however I'm going to call you, put those down. Sorry again that I said that.
Jenny and Jeff, get out of it.
Okay, I think we're live here. Awesome. Happy Wednesday. Great.